Again revolution with 82 men. If I had to do it again, I do it with 10 or 15 and absolute faith. It does not matter how small you are if you have faith and plan of action. They talk about the failure of socialism, but where is the success of capitalism in Africa, Asia, and Latin America? Revolution is a struggle to the death between the future and the past. Men do not shape destiny, destiny produces the man for the hour. A revolution is not a bed of roses. The revolution is a dictatorship of the exploited against the exploiters. Capitalism is using its money, we socialists throw it away. I find capitalism repugnant. It is filthy, it is gross, it is alienating, because it causes war, hypocrisy, and competition. Fidel Castro said, "No thieves, no traitors, no interventionists. This time the revolution is for real." Fidel Castro said, "Condemn me. It does not matter. History will absolve me." Fidel Castro said, "Christ didn't choose the rich to preach the doctrine, he chose 12 poor ignorant workers, that is, he chose the proletariat of the times." Fidel Castro said, "If you calculate 15 minutes a day to shave, that is 5,000 minutes a year spent shaving." Fidel Castro said, "More than 820 million people in the world suffer from hunger, and 790 million of them live in the third world." Fidel Castro said, "The revenues of Cuban state-run companies are used exclusively for the benefit of the people, to whom they belong." Fidel Castro said, "Xi Jinping is one of the strongest and most capable revolutionary leaders I have met in my life." Fidel Castro said, "The equal right of all citizens to health, education, work, food, security, culture, science, and well-being, that is, the same rights we proclaimed when we began our struggle, in addition to those which emerge from our dreams of justice and equality for all inhabitants of our world, is what I wish for all." Fidel Castro said, "The fact is, when men carry the same ideals in their hearts, nothing can isolate them, neither prison walls nor the sod of cemeteries. For a single memory, a single spirit, a single idea, a single conscience, a single dignity will sustain them all." Fidel Castro said, "I think that a man should not live beyond the age when he begins to deteriorate, when the flame that lighted the brightest moment of his life has weakened." Fidel Castro said, "I am Fidel Castro and we have come to liberate Cuba." Fidel Castro said, "I never saw a contradiction between the ideas that sustain me and the ideas of that symbol, of that extraordinary figure, Jesus Christ." Fidel Castro said, "Sorry, I'm still a dialectical materialist." Fidel Castro said, "Something must be done to save humanity. A better world is possible." Fidel Castro said, "Reactionaries often describe both Marx and Lenin as theorists, without taking into consideration that their utopias inspired Russia and China, the two countries called upon to lead a new world which will allow for human survival if imperialism does not first unleash a criminal, exterminating war." Fidel Castro said, "The people of Egypt are an intelligent people with a glorious history who left their mark on civilization." Fidel Castro said, "North Americans don't understand that our country is not just Cuba, our country is also humanity." Fidel Castro said, "I don't think anyone has been slandered more than the Jews." Fidel Castro said, "At times, I've referred to Christ's miracles, and have said, well, Christ multiplied the fish and the loaves to feed the people. That is precisely what we want to do with the revolution and socialism. Fidel Castro said. You may agree or not with Gaddafi's political ideas, but no one has the right to question the existence of Libya as an independent state and member of the United Nations. Fidel Castro said. My idea, as the whole world knows, is that the capitalist system now doesn't work either for the United States or the world, driving it from crisis to crisis, which are each time more serious. Fidel Castro said. Religious faith, like political belief, should be based on reasoning, on the development of thought and feelings. The two things are inseparable. Fidel Castro said. I don't think it is so difficult to solve the problems between Cuba and the United States. It all depends on whether there is a dialogue, a discussion, or if the prejudices and hatred of people like the extremists and terrorists from the Cuban community, who try to impose their policies, prevail. Fidel Castro said. I became a communist by studying capitalist political economy, and when I had some understanding of that problem, it actually seemed to me so absurd, so irrational, so inhuman, that I simply began to elaborate on my own formulas for production and distribution. Fidel Castro said. The existing world economic order constitutes a system of plundering and exploitation like no other in history. Thus, the peoples believe less and less in statements and promises. Fidel Castro said. Someday, the capitalist system will disappear in the United States, because no social class system has been eternal. One day, class societies will disappear. Let me end here. The word can change our life, Fidel Castro said. Venezuela, given its extraordinary educational, cultural, and social developments, and its vast energy and natural resources, is called on to become a revolutionary model for the world.